The Ford Show. Ford Motor Company of Australia presents the Ford Show Orchestra led by Bob Gibson with Terry King, Darrell Stewart, Johnny O'Connor and the Constellaires, while the man at the wheel is yours truly, Guy Dolman. A big night at the Ford Show tonight, for as guest stars we have the world-famous jazz group led by King of Jazz himself, Louis Armstrong. We're ringing up the curtain to the tune of that grand old classic of jazz, the Dogtown Strutters Ball, starring Melbourne's Terry King.
I'll be down to get you in a taxi, honey. You better be ready about 8:30. Now, honey, don't be late. I want to be there when the band starts playing. Remember when we get there, honey, the 2 steps I'm gonna have a ball. Dance off of my shoes when they play the Jelly Roll Blues. Tomorrow night at the Dogtown Strutters Ball. Get you in a taxi, honey. You better be ready about 8:30. Now, honey, don't be late. I want to be there when the band starts playing. Remember when we get there, honey, 2 steps I'm gonna have a ball. Dance off of my shoes when they play the Jelly Roll Blues. Tomorrow night at the Dogtown Strutters Ball.
I have driven the new Ford Custom Line. I drove it through city traffic and on open road and over good and bad surfaces. And here's why Custom Line earned top marks. When I took the lifeguard wheel, I really relaxed in deep cushion comfort. I was delighted with the splendid visibility through the wraparound windscreen. The controls, from gear shift to suspended clutch and brake pedals, were ideally placed, making Custom Line a joy to handle. It was hard to realize when Custom Line's overhead valve V8 motor started because of its silky quietness. But there was a tremendous sense of security in commanding its effortless power. No wonder the motor writers emphasize its flexibility and obedience in traffic. No wonder they highlight the added safety features of its instantly responsive power. Look, why not enjoy the same experience as I did? Why not test drive Custom Line yourself? You're invited to call or ring your nearby Ford dealer. He'll be pleased to have you put this fine Ford through its paces.
And now we come to the highlight of this week's program as we present in person on the Ford Show, Mr. Jazz himself, Louis Satchmo Armstrong.
Now the pale moon shining on the beam below. The folks are crooning sound below. You needn't tell me, boy, because I know, yes. when it's sleepy time down south. Yes, the soft wind blowing through the pinewood trees. The folks down there live a life of ease. When old mammy falls on her knees, yes. When it's sleepy time down south, yes. Steamboats up the river coming and going, but I do the apples splash in the night away. Baba do say, oh yes. You hear those banjos ringing, and the folks are singing, and they dance till the break of day. Yes, dear old Southland with this dreamy song, yeah, take me back where I belong, right in my mammy's arms. But das business, but this battle, that's that, that, whoa. Good evening, everybody.
And now, while Louis Armstrong and the boys take a well-earned breather, here is David Lowe.
I've sung the praises of Ford Custom Line pretty fully in the last few weeks. I've told you all about its many good points. But words, even the best of them, cannot give you the actual experience of driving Custom Line. For this reason, I want to tell you this evening how, without any obligation on your part, you may have one of these fine Fords for a proper test drive. Wherever you live, there's a friendly Ford dealer nearby. Call in or simply ring and tell him I invited you to try out Custom Line. He'll name a convenient date, and soon you'll be behind the wheel, putting Custom Line through its paces in your own particular way. You'll find out how easy it is to handle. You'll discover its obedient reserves of power. You'll realize why it's so safe, and be pleased to have your friends see you in such a good-looking car. Be sure to make a date with your friendly Ford dealer to test drive Custom Line. Tell him I asked you to call.
Here is the hit tune from the film Guys and Dolls. And by popular request from many Ford Show listeners, Johnny O'Connor gives an encore of A Woman in Love.
Your eyes are the eyes of a woman in love, and oh, how they give you away. Why try to deny you're a woman in love when I know very well what I say? I say no moon in the sky ever gave such a glow. Some flame deep within made them shine. Those eyes are the eyes of a woman in love, and may they gaze evermore into mine, crazily gaze evermore into mine. Try to deny you're a woman in love when I know very well what I say. I say no moon in the sky ever gave such a glow. Some flame deep within made them shine. Those eyes are the eyes of a woman in love, and may they gaze evermore into mine, crazily gaze evermore into mine.
Tonight, we present the tune selected by the judges as winner of the third and final heat of the Ford Award 1955-56 series. The song is entitled How Can I Know, and was submitted by Mr. Bradley Ryrie of Elizabeth Bay, Sydney, New South Wales. Now here is Terry King to sing How Can I Know.
to tell me so. How can I tell if there is one for me only? Someone who too is feeling sad and lonely. I know the reason why skies are blue. I know that making love is nothing new. But if the only one who knows won't tell me, how can I know if it's you? Why skies are blue. I know that making love is nothing new. But if the only one who knows won't tell me, how can I know if it's you?
Thank you, Mr. Bradley Ryrie of Elizabeth Bay, New South Wales, and congratulations on your song, How Can I Know, winning the third heats. Next week, we'll present the 3 songs selected as finalists in this current Ford Award series. And now, back to Louis Armstrong.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, folks. And now we're going to jump into a tune that we recorded in the picture with the little movie star, Mickey Rooney there. A tune called Kiss the Villa Dream On. That's kiss the villa dream on, and by imagination we'll thrive upon that kiss. Sweetheart, I ask no more than this. I kiss the villa dream on. Yes, give me a kiss before you leave me, and by imagination will feed my hungry heart. Yes, please, one thing before we part. I kiss the bell, the dream on. When I'm alone with my fancies, I'll be with you. Yes, weaving romances, making believe they're true. Yes, give me your lips for just a moment, and my imagination will make that moment live. babe, give me what you alone can give. A kiss that will let me by. When I'm alone with my fancies, yes, I'll be with you. Oh, weaving romances, yada make it believe they're true. Yes, lend me your chops for just a moment, and my imagination will make that moment live. Yes, give me what you alone can give. I guess I've been a dreamer. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, folks. We'd like to jump into this next number from the Three Penny Opera. Our recording just opened up in Australia, and it's Mac the Knife. Edinburgh. Oh, the shark has pretty teeth, dear, and he keeps them pearly white. Just a jackknife as McHeath, dear, and he keeps it out of sight. When the shark bites with his teeth, dear, scarlet billows start to spread. Fancy gloves, though, wears McHeath, dear, so there's not a trace of red. On the sidewalk, Sunday morning, lies a body oozing life. Someone sneaking around the corner. Is that someone, Mac the Knife? Yes, on a tugboat by the river, a cement bag drooping down, and the cement's for the weight, dear, that you McHeath back in town. Yeah, Louis Miller disappeared, dear, after drawing out all his cash. Yes, McHeath spent like a sailor. Did our boy do something rash? Suki Tawdry Jenny Diver, Lottie Lanier, sweet Lucy Brown. Oh, the line forms on the right there. Now that Maggie's back in town. Now the pale moon shining on the fields below. The folks are crooning soft and low. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you gotta go, you gotta go. But that's what this battle, but that's that. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Billy Kyle, Trummy Young, Barry Dean, Edmund Hall, Jack Lesburg, myself, we want to say many thanks to Mr. Bob Gibson and his orchestra and the Ford Show. And we'll be back next year, and you'll hear both bands swinging when the Saints go marching in. We'd like to say thanks a million and good night.
This week, the Ford Show featured as guest star world-famous Louis Armstrong with Terry King, Darrell Stewart, Johnny O'Connor, the Consoleers, the Ford Show Orchestra led by Bob Gibson, and your Master of Ceremonies, Guy Dolman. The Ford Show is produced and directed by Darcy Fitzgerald. David Lowe speaking.
A reminder, too, David, that the Ford Show will be back again at the same time next week, presented by Ford Motor Company of Australia. The Ford Show is broadcast over an Australia-wide network to our armed forces in the Far East through the British Commonwealth Forces Network and on shortwave through Radio Australia. Until the same time next week, it's good night from
F-O-R-D.
And remember, wherever you go, wherever you are, watch the Fords go by. It's the Ford Show. Ford Motor Company of Australia presents the Ford Show Orchestra led by Bob Gibson with Ray Dixon, Johnny O'Connor, and the Consoleers, while the man at the wheel is yours truly, Guy Dolman. Our guest this week comes from the current Sydney Tivoli production, Spice on Ice, America's Billy Banks. And the Ford Culture rings up tonight's entertainment with a flourish from the Consoleers. It's got to be this or that.
If it ain't wrong, it's right. If it ain't dark, it's light. If you ain't sure, you might. Gotta be this or that. If it ain't full, it's blank. If you don't spend, you bank. If it ain't thing, it's frank. Gotta be this or that. Who can it be if it ain't me? I know it's not your brother. Can't you see it's gotta be one way or the other? Tell me what I must know. If you don't like, I'll go. If it ain't yes, it's no. Gotta be this or that. I know it's not your brother. Can't you see it's gotta be one way or the other? Tell me what I must know. If you don't like, I'll go. If it ain't yes, it's no. Gotta be this or that. It's either a carpet or else it's a mess. It can't be a dog if it's really a cat. Gotta be this or that.
A light car is the right car for the family man who watches his budget. Not any light car, of course, but a Ford Prefect, the world's newest, finest 10-horsepower sedan. That's a pretty confident statement. But you'll agree it's the simple truth, Mr. and Mrs. Motorist, when you've driven this fine Ford yourself. And your Ford dealer will gladly arrange a test drive. Prefect is a light car only in the sense that it costs less to buy and less to run than larger models. But while driving, you'll find that its 10-horsepower motor gives remarkable top-gear performance, effortless cruising speed, and flexibility. There's miracle ride comfort and move-around space for all passengers. Your nearby Ford dealer wants you to test drive Prefect entirely without obligation. He knows that this fine car will tell you more about itself than he can. After a test drive, he'll show you how to make a money-saving deal on your present car and how to buy Prefect on terms that suit your pocket.
Overtone of romance and a tender background rhythm, Johnny O'Connor sings the eternal song of the lonely, set in the tempo of modern times, the nearness of you.
It's not the pale moon that excites me, that thrills and delights me. Oh no. It's just the nearness of you. It isn't your sweet conversation that brings this sensation. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. When you're in my arms and I feel you so close to me, all my wildest dreams come true. I need no soft lights to enchant me, if you'll only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night the nearness of you. feel you so close to me. All my wildest dreams come true. I need no soft light to enchant me. If you'll only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night the nearness of you.
Tonight we feature the orchestra in a brand new work written and arranged by our trombone player Jack Grimsley. So with a downbeat from Bob Gibson, here is Jack Grimsley's Flight of Fancy. Now we present Melbourne's Ray Dixon and one of the sweetest songs of all time, The Night is Young and You're So Beautiful.
So proper and polite upon this lovely night, we sit here making foolish conversation. Instead of being bright, let's be ourselves tonight and take advantage of the situation. The night is young and you're so beautiful. Here among the shadows, beautiful lady. Open your heart. The scene is set, the breezes sing of it. Can't you get into the swing of it, lady? When do we start? When the lady is kissable,
Any dream is permissible in the heart of a fool. The moon is high and you're so glamorous, and if I seem over amorous, lady, what can I do? The night is young and I'm in love with you. When the ladies kissable and the evening is cool, any dream is permissible in the heart of a fool. The moon is high and you're so glamorous, and if I seem over amorous, lady, what can I do? The night is young and I'm in love with you.
Now, by special arrangement with David Ann Martin in Tivoli Theaters, we present as this week's guest star, America's Billy Banks. Billy Banks comes to us tonight from Billy Rose's world-famous Diamond Horseshoe in New York, via England, Europe, Asia, and the Far East. For many years, he recorded in America with the late Fats Waller, and has worked with such great stars as Lena Horne and Gene Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Billy Banks.
Drift past my window, the autumn leaves of red and gold. I feel your lips, a summer kiss, a suntan hand I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long. Soon I'll hear old winter's song, but I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn Thank you very much. Recently, I overheard a conversation between Louis Armstrong and his girlfriend that went something like this.
I can't give you anything but love, oh, love, love. That's the only thing I'm ready of, baby, love. Dream a while, scheme a while, we should have find happiness, and I guess what I'd like to see you looking swell. Diamond bracelets, Woolworth to mess around with, oh baby, baby. Till that lucky day, I know darn well that about the roof I will be there. I can't give you anything but love.
Oh, you can give me nothing else but love, love, love. That's the only thing I can do, oh baby. Oh, because you is just fine. Happy news and I do. Love it down, baby. La la la. Oh, baby, till that lucky day I know that will. 16 times. Three coins, you move, ding, ding.
Clunk.
I love that we did that swing How much is that doggy in the window? Big boy. Big boy. Would you buy me that little doggy in the window?
Honey, I ain't got no money to buy you a hot dog.
Wow.
Love is all you get today. You can take your love away. I want more than love today.
Prefect is the right car for the man or woman of limited income who wants the world's newest, finest 10-horsepower motoring. Rather than attempt to explain why Ford Prefect is so right in every aspect of styling, safety, performance, and comfort, I'd like you to discover its many all-better features for yourself. Now, this can easily be done without incurring any obligation by calling or ringing your nearby Ford dealer and asking for a test drive. Because he knows that this is the surest way for this fine Ford to make friends, he'll arrange for you to take the wheel yourself and test drive Prefect over roads of all kinds. The test drive will convince you that Prefect is the car you'll want to own, and your Ford dealer will show you how easily you can own it. He will make a money-saving deal on your present car and offer surprisingly flexible terms to fit the family budget. Ring your nearby Ford dealer tomorrow. Tell him I invited you to call. He'll gladly bring a new Prefect to your home and let you put it through its paces.
Tonight, the Ford Show Orchestra, under Bob Gibson, pays tribute to the genius of a great jazz pianist, a master of rhythm, a crowned king of the keyboard, the plump, jaunty little man who played like an angel, the late Thomas Waller, known to his friends in the world as Fats. golden age of jazz, Fats Waller was one of its greatest apostles, filling the air with the wild rhythms of his earlier masterpieces, Red Hot Danny, Harlem Fuss, and other virtuoso pieces of the new medium. But Fats really came into his own when he turned singer. And our guest star, Billy Banks, recalls one of his greatest songs as he sings the Fats Waller favorites, Honeysuckle Rose.
Every honeybee feels with jealousy when they see you out with me. I don't blame them, goodness knows you're my honeysuckle rose. Flowers inside when you're passing by, and I know the reason why. Your confection, goodness knows you're my honeysuckle rose. I don't buy sugar, all I gotta do is touch your cup. You're my sugar, you're so sweet when I stir you up. When I'm taking sips from your tasty lips, how the honey drips your confection. Goodness knows you're my honeysuckle rose. Yeah! Come, baby! That's the honeysuckle rose! Sugar, all I gotta do is touch your cup. You're my sugar, you're so sweet when I stir you up. When you take sips from your tasty lips, how the honey drips your confection. Goodness knows you're my honeysuckle rose.
All through his colorful life, Thomas Fats Waller lived and played expensively, with a vast zest both for music and the tempo of living. Acknowledged master of all styles of jazz, from his famous rocking rhythm to the barrel roll, he earned the admiration of lovers of classics and jazz alike. As one of his friends put it, under the sweet right hand of sentiment, the solid left rolled on like heat thunder on a summer day. And now Billy Banks, our guest star, and Fats Waller's old friend, recalls one of his best-known songs, Ain't Misbehavin'.
No one to talk with, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, saving all my love for you. I know for certain the one I love. No use in flirting, it's just you I'm thinking of. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. Like Jackie Horner in the corner, I don't go nowhere. What do I care? It's just your love I'm thinking of. Oh, honey, believe me, I don't stay out late, don't care to go. Home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. I'm saving all my love for you.
Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you, only for you. I'm saving
also featured as guest star America's Billy Banks by arrangement with David N. Martin and Tivoli Theatres with Ray Dixon, Johnny O'Connor, the Consoleers, the Ford Show Orchestra led by Bob Gibson, and your master of ceremonies, Guy Dolman. The Ford Show is produced and directed by Darcy Fitzgerald. David Lowe speaking.
A reminder, too, David, that the Ford Show will be back again at the same time next week, presented by Ford Motor Company of Australia. The Ford Show is broadcast over an Australia-wide network to our armed forces in the Far East through the British Commonwealth Forces Network and on shortwave through Radio Australia. Until the same time next week, it's good night from
F-O-R-D.
And remember, wherever you go, wherever you are, watch the Fords go by.
It's the Ford Show. Ford Motor Company of Australia presents the Ford Show Orchestra and Singers led by Bob Gibson with Peggy Brooks and Ray Dixon. And the man at the wheel is yours truly, David Lowe. As guest star tonight, Ford also presents a command reappearance by popular appeal of one of the most magnetic personalities in show business today. Star of so many musical comedies, Hayes Gordon. Opening on a note of gaiety and goodwill to all, Ray Dixon sings of a big, wide, wonderful world.
It's a big, wide, wonderful world you live in. When you're in love, you're a master of all you survey. You're a gay Santa Claus. There's a brave new star-spangled sky above you. When you're in love, you're a hero, a Nero, Apollo, the Wizard of Oz. You've a kingdom, power and glory, the oldest of stories is new. True, you built your Rome in just one day. Life is mystic, a midsummer's night you live in. A Turkish delight, you're in heaven. It's swell when you're really in love. It's swell when you're really in love.
You'll certainly appreciate the big, better difference in the new Ford V8 Custom Line, now on display at your friendly Ford dealers. Custom Line is the only car in any price class with the performance combination of ball-joint suspension, K-bar chassis construction, plus the giant overhead valve V8 engine. And if you like your big car motoring to be fully automatic, you have as an optional extra the world's finest automatic transmission, Fordomatic. Believe me, clutchless driving is an entirely new experience with a combination of Fordomatic transmission and the 164 effortless horsepower of Custom Line's mighty engine. And as for styling, well, this latest Custom Line with its completely new color range and two-tone interior trim with all-white lifeguard steering wheel is as modern as the jet age itself. And by the way, power brakes are now available as an optional extra. It'll cost you nothing to see and test drive this latest Ford Custom Line, and your friendly Ford dealer will be more than pleased to arrange this for you. See him and find out for yourself about the big, better difference in this latest V8 Custom Line. A little touch of whimsy from the romantic end of Lover's Lane. Do I love you? Indeed I do. A purely rhetorical question, of course, from singing star Peggy Brooks.
Do I want you? Oh my, do I, honey? Oh, deed I do. And do I need you? Oh my, do I, honey? Deed dee-da-do. I'm glad that I'm the one who found you. That's why I'm always hanging around you. Do I love you? Oh my, do I, honey? Dee-da-do. Roses are red, violets are blue. There ain't no doubt, dear, that I love you. Oh, my baby, dee-da-do. I'm so happy wherever I go. There ain't no doubt that I love you so. Honey, baby, dee-da-do. I'm glad that I'm the one who found you. That's why I'm always hanging around you. Do I love you? Oh my, do I, honey? Dee-da-do.
Brand new from the Tin Pan Alley presses comes the repeat performance of a recent successful presentation by Bob Gibson and the Ford Show Orchestra of Wonderful, Wonderful. Your vocalist, Ray Dixon.
Sometimes we walk hand in hand by the sea, and we breathe in the cool, salty air. You turn to me with a kiss in your eyes, and my heart feels a thrill beyond compare. Then your lips cling to mine. It's wonderful, wonderful, oh, so wonderful, my love. This world is full of wondrous things, it's true, but they wouldn't have much meaning without you. Some quiet evenings I sit by your side, and we're lost in a world of our own. I feel the glow of your unspoken love. I'm aware of the treasure that I own. And I say to myself, it's wonderful, wonderful, oh, so wonderful, my love. I say to myself, it's wonderful, wonderful, oh, so wonderful, my love.
Here is a dream of love, created in the rich imagination of a great composer, Franz Liszt, and expressing the inexpressible in terms of immortal melody. Bob Gibson, the Ford Show Orchestra and Singers feature a special arrangement by Jack Grimsley of Liebstrom. Guest star time, and joining Bob Gibson and the Ford Show Orchestra here in person is one of the nation's most popular stars, Hayes Gordon.
Thank you, David, and good evening, everyone. Nice to be with you all on the Ford Show once again. Getting to the main business, here's a quaint old piece of philosophy from the legendary pen of George Gershwin, I Got Plenty of Nothing. Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got no car, got no mule, I got no misery. The folks with plenty got a lock on their door. Afraid somebody's going to rob them while they're out making more. What for? I got no lock on the door, that's no way to be. They can steal a rug from the floor, that's okay with me, because the things that I prize, like the stars in the skies, are free. Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got my gal, got my song, got heaven the whole day long. No use complaining. Got my gal, got my song, got my Lord. Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got the sun, I got the moon, got the deep blue sea. The folks with plenty gotta pray all their day. Seems with plenty, you sure gotta worry how to keep that devil away. Away. Now I ain't a frettin' about hell till the time arrive. Never worry long as I'm well. Never want to strive to be good, to be bad. What the hell, I as glad as alive. Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got my gal, got my song, got heaven the whole day long. No use complaining. Got my gal, got my song, got my Lord. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. On account of I just love singing with Bob Gibson and the wonderful Ford Show Orchestra, I'd like to sing another from another musical, a number set in the misty islands of the Highlands. It's a love song from Brigadoon. There but for you go I. This is hard to say, but as I wandered through the Lee, I felt for just a fleeting moment that I suddenly was free of being lonely. Then I closed my eyes and saw the very reason why. I saw a man with his head bowed low. His heart had no place to go. I looked and I thought to myself with a sigh, there but for you go I saw a man walking by the sea, alone with the tide was he. I looked and I thought as I watched him go by, there but for you go I. Lonely men around me, trying not to cry, till the day you found me there among them was I saw a man who had never known a love that was all his own. as I thank all the stars in the sky. There but for you go.
We'll be hearing more from guest star Hayes Gordon later in the program. Time now to hear about a new Ford service. Hood Up, Tune Up. It's a brand new service to all Ford owners offered by your friendly Ford dealer. With summer coming, it's wise to have your engine checked. One inexpensive test now at the change of seasons may easily save you pounds later on. Hood Up, Tune Up is now available to provide complete performance conditioning for all Ford engines. Our spark plug testing, cleaning, and adjustment will be carried out by experts, and with it goes an engine compression and timing test. See your friendly Ford dealer tomorrow and get the facts about these small cost but big dividend Ford services. Tell him you want a Hood Up, Tune Up test for your Ford. As a grand finale to tonight's Ford Show, guest star Hayes Gordon with Bob Gibson, the Ford Show Orchestra and Singers present a cavalcade of hits from the show. Opening with a vintage piece from way back in 1931, from Bandwagon, starring in its original production those two mighty box office draw cards, Fred and Adele Astaire. Here is one of the song hits from a show which gave a host of unforgettable melodies to the hit parades of the day, including Dancing in the Dark and the song we now hear, I Love Louisa.
Louisa loves me. When we rode on the merry-go-round, I kissed Louisa, and then Louisa kissed me. We were so happy, free. God, but she's a beautiful Louisa. Ah, when I choose her, I never want to lose her. Someday Louisa will be more than just a Fraulein to me. Someday Louisa will be more than just a Fraulein to me.
And now an evergreen of evergreens, the beloved masterpiece of Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein, set to the lazy rhythm of the Mississippi and laden with lyrics of sheer magic, such as Old Man River, Bill, and a host of others. From Showboat, which had its first performance in 1927 and has been cruising steadily along ever since on the crest of popular favor, comes a number first made famous by Helen Morgan, and sung now by Peggy Brooks. Can't help loving that man.
Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. I gotta love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine. Tell me he's lazy, tell me he's slow, tell me I'm crazy, maybe I know.
loving that man of mine. When he goes away, that's a rainy day. But when he comes back, that day is fine. The sun will shine. He can come home as late as can be. Home without him ain't no home to me. Can't help loving that man of
Finally comes a new song from the pen of Gordon Jenkins, the composer whose Serenade to an Asphalt Jungle called Manhattan Towers captured the imagination of the world some years back. Here is the same theme of loneliness in a great city, the haunting sense of solitude which seeks in song the consolation denied it by the surrounding wilderness of brick and stone. Here is Skyscraper Blues from Bob Gibson, the Ford Show Orchestra and Singers, and our guest, Hayes Gordon.
When you're walking down the street in New York and you haven't got a friend in town, then a funny thing can happen. A funny thing can happen when you look up at those buildings all around. They're looming bold and high against the cold gray sky. And a funny thing can happen. A funny thing can happen when you look up at those buildings all around. You get the skyscraper blues. The skyscraper blues. You get the feeling that they're hemming you in. The Empire State, the RCA, but cries a building so tall and so great. You'll get the skyscraper blues, those tall building blues. The wind comes whipping round them with a moan. Oh, it's better to lose the skyscraper blues when you walk in New York alone. You see a million faces all around you. You search them for a friendly smile or two, but they're only empty faces that surround you. And you know they're just as lonesome as you. There's great big tall buildings as whipping round you with the moon. It's a meadows, those skyscraper blues when you walk in New York alone.
This week, the Ford Show featured musical comedy star Hayes Gordon with Peggy Brooks, Ray Dixon, and the Ford Show Orchestra and Singers led by Bob Gibson. The Ford Show is produced and directed by Darcy Fitzgerald. This is David Lowe speaking. A reminder, too, to listen for the Ford Show again at the same time next week, presented by Ford Motor Company of Australia. The Ford Show is broadcast over an Australia-wide network to our armed forces and shortwave listeners around the world through Radio Australia. So until the same time next week, it's good night from... F-O-R-D. And remember, wherever you go, wherever you are, watch the Fords go by.
It's the Ford Show. Ford Motor Company of Australia presents the Ford Show Orchestra led by Bob Gibson with Nina Cook, Darrell Stewart, Johnny O'Connor and the Consoleers, while the man at the wheel is yours truly, Guy Dolman. By special arrangement with David N. Martin in Tivoli Theatres, our guest this evening is one of England's most famous comedians, Billy Russell. Ford Show singing star Darrell Stewart's formula for success is simple. Be a clown.
Be a clown, be a clown, all the world loves a clown. Act the fool, play the calf, and you'll always have the last laugh. Wear the cap and the bells, and you'll rate with all the great swells. If you become a doctor, folks will face you with dread. If you become a dentist, they'll be glad when you're dead. You'll get a bigger hand if you can stand on your head. Be a clown, be a clown, be a clown. Be a clown, be a clown. All the world loves a clown. Be a crazy buffoon, and the damsels will all swoon. Dress in huge baggy pants, and you'll ride the road to romance. A butcher or a bakey ladies never embrace. A barber for a beau would be a social disgrace. They all will come to call if you can fall on your face. Be a clown, be a clown, be a clown. And they'll pay to say you're A1. If you become a farmer, you're the weather to buck. If you become a gambler, you'll be stuck with your luck. But Jack, you'll never crack if you can quack Tiger Duck. Be a clown, be a clown, be a clown.
Ford is the greatest name in motoring, with over 50 years' experience in automotive engineering. Ford was first to invest heavily in Australia's future. This means that you get lots more than mere transport when you buy a Ford-built vehicle. You get the finest features first with greater dependability, greater comfort, and the world's foremost styling. There's another consideration, too. Each and every unit in the big range of Ford-built cars and trucks is right on the job and right in price. Your friendly Ford dealer is within easy reach. He's the man who can supply a Ford-built vehicle for every purpose and every pocket. He has the Ford that's right for you.
This time it's our lovely Nina Cook to sing with Bob Gibson and the Ford Show Orchestra, Amapola.
A boy found a dream upon a distant shore. A maid with a way of whispering, Senor. Each night, while guitars would softly play, the tune seemed to dance round the words that he'd say. Amapola, my pretty little poppy, you're like a lovely flower, so sweet and heavenly. Since I found you, my heart is wrapped around you, and loving you it seems to be a rhapsody. Amapola, the pretty little poppy, was copied in enduring charms from you. Amapola, Amapola, how I long to hear you say, I love you. Amapola, the pretty little poppy, must copy its endearing charms from you. Amapola, Amapola, how I long to hear you say, I love you.
The Ford Show Orchestra presents a special Bob Gibson arrangement of Billy Boy. The Ford Award Song of the Week is entitled Mary Said, and was submitted by Mr. Harry Connolly of Coogee, New South Wales, and the singer is Johnny O'Connor.
Mary said to be kindly remembered to you. Mary said to say that she hopes you're fine. She didn't have to tell me she's missing you all the while. For every time we mention you, there were tears behind her smile. You don't seem to remember her now, or do you? Though you said you thought she was so divine. Mary said to be kindly remembered to you, and sends you the love I wish was mine. You don't seem to remember her now, or do you? Though you said you thought she was so divine. Mary said to be kindly remembered to you, and sends you the love I wish were
Thank you, Mr. Harry Connolly of Coogee, New South Wales, for your Ford Award entry entitled Mary Said. And now, by special arrangement with David and Martin and Tivoli Theatres, it is our pleasure, indeed our honor, to present as this week's guest one of the finest troopers in the world of show business. From London, we present here in person on the Ford Show tonight, Billy Russell.
My wife is critical of everything I do. Everything I do lately is either illegal, immoral, or fattening. Of course, she's like all the other women. They're all the same. They're all biased. They're biased. That's right. You take them out. He's biased this, biased that, biased the other. And the things she buys for herself, you wouldn't believe. It's ridiculous. She's been and bought herself a pair of slacks. Oh, now you've a right to laugh. You should see her. You couldn't imagine anything. She's got a figure like a Venetian blind with a cord broken. I tried to tell her it's all wrong, but you can't tell her nothing. Well, it's like pouring water in a duck's ear hole. Well, being as it was fine on Easter, I thought we'd have a run out in the country. We got on a bus, one of them double-deckers, and away we went. I said, we go up the top, I want to smoke. We hadn't been going long, but she said, I'm not riding up here. I said, what for? She says, there's nobody driving. Well, we get out in the country, and we got off the bus and went out, and it was lovely. We got under a tree. opened the basket with all the sandwiches in and the lolly, and the lolly water. And there we were, and I says, lovely, and it's peaceful. She says, it won't be for long. I says, why? Have you got something to tell me? She says, yes, there's a bull making straight for us. And there was too. I says to the missus, I said, now be calm, don't panic. Now don't panic. Just give me a leg up this tree. And when we were coming home, there was an accident. The bus hit another one and turned over. It was a smash, a right smash, all right. If I hadn't kicked her in the jaw, we wouldn't have got a penny. And well, she's a peculiar woman. Well, they're a peculiar family, especially on her father's side. Yes, they're all funny on her father's side. On her mother's side, there's a big wart now. There's a brother Charlie. He's a right dill, he is. He's, mind you, the wife's got 3 more brothers besides Charlie. One of them's doing 7 years. There's another one, he comes up at the next assizes. Then there's the other one, he's on the town council. We keep quiet about him. He's been at it a long time. As a matter of fact, he's an alderman, a JP, a magistrate's, Justice of the Peace magistrate, sits on the bench, you know, all that sort of thing. He didn't do so good at that the first morning, so there was a couple of blokes brought up, charged with being drunk and disorderly. He gave one fella a month, the next fella he gave 6 weeks. The clerk of the court told him when it was all over. He says, you're going to get a lot of criticism over this morning's work. He says, what about? He says, them drunk and disorderly cases. He says, you give one fella a month, the next fella you give 6 weeks. He says, I know what I'm doing. Second chap used to work for me in my building trade. He was always nattering about time and a half. Now he's got it. Well, time marches on. I know it looks as if it's galloped all over me. I'll have to be getting on my way. I could stand here all night and talk to you. But you wouldn't take anything I say seriously, and I'm glad about that, because all I've been telling you is a lot of lies. Just lies. All that stuff I've been saying about the wife. That's lies. Here's what I really think about. They croon of dames with fancy names upon the radio. Now my old gal, her name is Sal, that's plain enough, I know. She ain't got lots of glamour like a movie queen. Her face is kind of commonplace. Well, you know what I mean. For she ain't what you'd call a Venus. She ain't no Madonna in a gilded frame. She's just an ordinary woman. She's got an ordinary name. She don't wear stylish clothes or lovely silken hose. Just a frock and an apron. It suits her, I suppose. But she loves to jaw. Oh dear, oh Lord, her voice, it ain't low or sweet. She blows hot and cold, but she's got a heart of gold. Ask any of the neighbours down our street, although she ain't no high-born lady, still I love her just the same. Just an ordinary woman with an ordinary name. She's a bit of a tartar, is my old gal. She can hold her own any day, but deep down she's as gentle as a lamb. I wouldn't have her any other way. And the way she runs our house, you know, it's a marvel. The washing, cleaning, cooking, shopping and such. And the kids, they're credits to her. Yeah, she's a wizard, is my old Dutch, and if any of the neighbours in trouble, you can bet she's there right on the dot. I ain't a millionaire. We ain't got a lot to spare, but she'll do what she can with the little bit she's got. She ain't no high-born lady. Still I love her just the same. Just an ordinary woman with an ordinary name. We've been together now for 40 years. It don't seem a day too much. Now there ain't a lady living in this land that's all it's swapped for me dear old
Billy Russell will return to the program shortly. Meantime, here is David Lowe.
Nearly everyone needs a motor vehicle these days. It takes the drudgery out of travel, speeds up transport, and makes life smoother. Whatever your reason for buying and driving, you'll buy better and drive with greater pride when you buy Ford-built. There's a wide range of Ford-built vehicles for every purpose and every pocket. Whether you need an economy, 10-horsepower car, or a big V8, a light utility, or a 5-ton truck, Ford-built vehicles are right in price, right in design, and right on the job. The same applies if you're on the land. Australia's most versatile tractor is Fordson Major. There's always a friendly Ford dealer within easy reach. He's the man who'll help you choose the Ford that fits your future.
And now our guest star, Billy Russell, returns to recall with Bob Gibson and the Ford Show Orchestra and Singers some of the old songs made popular back in the days of the English Music Hall.
Let's all go down the Strand. Let's all go down the Strand.
I'll be leader, you can march behind. Come with me and see what we can find.
Let's all go down the Strand. Oh, what a happy band. That's the place for fun and noise, all among the girls and boys. So let's all go down the Strand.
Ah, let's all go down the Strand. That was a grand old song. And now let's go back a few more years. Back to the days of Leslie Stewart, prolific composer of music hall songs who wrote that delightful little operetta, Florodora. And the most popular song from that production was...
Tell me, pretty maiden, are there any more at home like you?
There are a few, kind sir, but simple girls and proper too.
Then tell me, pretty maiden, what these very simple girlies do.
Kind sir, their manners are perfection and the opposite of mine. If I love you, would you tell me what I ought to do to keep you all mine alone? To always be true to me. If I love you, would it be a silly thing to do? For I must love someone.
Then why not me?
Yes,
I must love someone really, and it might as well be you.
remember when I got back to the music halls after the First World War, one of the most popular tunes was I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles. Yes, a lot of bubbles burst after the First World War. And I remember two dear old friends of mine who were not doing so well at the time. But then, in 1929, they wrote a song together and presented it at the Metropolitan Music Hall in the Edgware Road, London. I'm talking of my two old friends, Bud Flanagan and Chesney Allen. And the song...
Underneath the arches, I dream my dreams away. Underneath the arches, on cobblestones I lay. Every night you find me, tired out and worn, happy when the daylight comes sweeping, heralding the dawn, sleeping when it's raining, and sleeping when it's fair. I hear the trains rattling by above. The pavement is my pillow, no matter where I stray. Underneath the arches, I dream my dreams away. I say, Bud, would you like to have this dance with me?
Sorry, Chess, I have my heavy underwear on.
Oh, just once around the adrenaline?
Okay, if you lead.
Say, Bud, have you seen my new gold teeth?
Gold teeth? Have you tried platinum?
Platinum? I'm not that long in the tooth, man. Pavement is my pillow, no matter where I stray. Underneath the arches, I dream my dreams away.
Dear old London town, with its many music halls of that time, one of the greatest music hall favourites all over the country was a Sydney girl. Yes, she came to us as a girl and was with us for over 50 years. A great person, a lovable artist. I refer to Florrie Ford. If she sang a song, she made it a hit. And here's one of her greatest hits. I'm sure you all know the words and the tunes. So let's join Bob Gibson and the Ford Show Orchestra and sing Who's Your Lady Friend?
Hello, hello, who's your lady friend? Who's the little girlie by your side? I've seen you with a girl or two. Oh, 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 I am surprised at you.
Hello, hello, now what's your little game? Don't you think your ways you ought to mend?
It wasn't the girl I saw you with the Brighton. Who's your lady friend?
This week, the Ford Show featured as guest star English comedian Billy Russell by arrangement of David N. Martin and Tivoli Fitters. Nina Cook, Darrell Stewart, Johnny O'Connor, the consoleers, the Ford Show Orchestra led by Bob Gibson, and your master of ceremonies, Guy Dolman. The Ford Show is produced and directed by Darcy Fitzgerald. David Lowe speaking.
A reminder too, David, that the Ford Show will be back again at the same time next week, presented by Ford Motor Company of Australia. The Ford Show is broadcast over an Australia-wide network to our armed forces in the Far East through the British Commonwealth Forces Network and on shortwave through Radio Australia. Until the same time next week, it's good night from
F-O-R-D.
And remember, wherever you go, wherever you are, watch the Fords go by.